Couple things about the new neck. Um, all honesty, I'm probably responsible for 95% of it. Okay, in the sense that I did end up bringing it to my luthier for a couple of things and a couple of adjustments, and also to validate the work that I had done. I don't want to play on a guitar that's like challenging or anything of that nature. The guitar now plays like butter. What would I have changed about this whole process? One, I would have been a lot more patient. That's the first thing. Second, I did my homework, but I'm not a tool guy. I barely own like a toolbox, so I had to go out and get the drill, drill bits. I didn't measure things properly. I'm just not. I'm like kind of a plug and go guy. I love playing the guitar. Could barely change strings prior to this whole process, and I thought it would have ended up being a much easier process than it did. So the first problem that I encountered was when I put the neck on without bolting it, it wiggled. So I had space. So it wasn't a snug fit. So that was the first thing. And I knew the way I put it on that I could get it to put a shim and basically close any gaps and get it to be right. And again, you don't want a loose neck because you want it so it's really tight so you can get the sustain on it properly. So that was the first thing. The second thing was um, because I haven't worked with power tools a lot, I did basic mistake. I made a couple of basic mistakes. The first one was I did not measure the drill bit. Should I say when I took out the screws from the neck plate off of this, and I had the screws that I was gonna drill a hole, the four holes in the neck here to screw it onto the in the pocket. I didn't measure the bit. So basically, yes, you guessed it. I drilled through the rosewood on here. The good thing about it is, first of all, when I drilled through it, if you look at the alignment of it, it happened right here at this fret. So if you look at, you can't see it because my luthier ended up putting it really, really well. If you look at this right here, you can't see it off of this thing right there. So basically, I didn't measure, and I was like, and it punctured, put a hole in there. So he puttied that up. I first bought a little wood putty, and I did a pretty good job with it, but he fixed that. So that was the first thing. Always measure the length of your screws and put some kind of a tape on the drill bit so you don't drill through the wood. So that's pretty key. Probably very basic for those of you guys who had chop. I did the exact same thing, believe it or not. Call me dumb. When I was putting on the what do you call it, the tuning pegs, and so you've got this little this little screw, and you still have to drill a hole on the neck to get it on properly. And again, didn't measure it, went crazy, and went through the wood in that. So after I did this, I actually measured it, and everything else ended up fine. And both of these things are sort of like patched up, and so it came out really well. Thing plays like a dream. So the other thing I did was I switched the saddles to brass, and I just like brass saddles. I get a little bit better sustain. You get a little bit much better top end on that stuff. So that ended up pretty well. I didn't know how to intonate them, so my luthier had to intonate them properly. I saw a video, and I came pretty close to doing right. So what else did he do? So he fixed these little holes that I put in the necks of the guitars. It properly intonated the saddle. The neck was on pretty decent. The one thing he had to do was he sort of removed it again, and he put some shims on the back here to angle it a little bit more, and the neck is just basically plays like butter. Okay. What else did I do in here? Oh, I had to put the trees on, the string trees. I learned more about string trees researching it than I ever did, and so overall, I'm very, very, very happy with the outcome of the guitar on this process, and it is a much, 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 much better guitar. The only thing I would like to do to it, I like the pickup. I'm not a fan of this bridge pickup. I don't know what it is, but this P90 humbucker size pickup sounds really, really good, even though supposedly it's like a cheap Artec pickup that the guy put in. I don't like the pick guard, and this is another pick guard that I may put on it. because I like the white better than the red. I don't know. That's kind of just like personal taste. And I may end up changing the pickup here. So other than that, the guitar sounds really, really good. It plays a lot better. The only thing I should say, one last thing that I liked about it was the frets. The frets are here, I think, are medium jumbo, and it just feels really, really good. It feels so good that even on my Tajima, I may end up not swapping up the swapping out the hardware like this, but I may end up swapping out the neck. This is a great, great neck, and I got it from WD Music, and it's not a plug. I'm not getting paid for them for anything. Yeah, they make some great aftermarket parts for tellies in particular. All right then, thank you for watching. Bye now.